Okay, so we're going to grill a New York strip today, and I've got this new pan I use for it. I'm starting to like it. I think I've got it figured out. It's a 10-inch Le Creuset grill pan, and what I think is important to know about using this pan is patience. I've got the stove set on 2, and I've had it there for a while, just to let this pan heat up. Now, before I put the steak on, I'm going to put it up to about 4. I've done the steaks on 6 before, and it just creates a smoky kind of, so give the pan a long time to heat up. These Le Creuset pans stay heated up for a long time. I'll be back to you in a minute with spicing the steak. All right, so this is the New York strip. I got it giant. It was on sale, and I've tried to let it come up to room temperature. It's been out for about 40 minutes. It's still a little cool, but whatever. I'm tired of waiting. I like to get the steak up to room temperature. Just a little bit of pepper, a little bit of minced garlic, a little bit of salt, and I've got this Nature's Promise. This all came from Giant Persian Orange Tarragon Spice Mix. Very nice. A little bit of that. Turn it over. A little bit more. Back with the salt. Now my hand is kind of goopy, so I got to try to use one hand because this is a steaky hand. No more minced garlic, and how do we do this? A little bit of pepper. All right, well, that's about it, and I'll roll that around in the a little bit of rub on there. It's also going to have a secret ingredient when I cook it. You'll see later. So there's our steak, and it's about at room temperature now, getting ready to go in the grill. Back in a minute. All right, so as I mentioned before, we've been very patient letting this Le Creuset grill pan heat up. I let it heat up on 2, and now I've got it on 5. I've sprayed this avocado oil spray on it. It's a real high heat oil, so it doesn't smoke as much. That's going to give us a little bit of room on smoke as we cook the steak. So that's what we want it to do is skitter a little water. It's pretty good. All right. So we're going to put the steak on and think about what direction you want the grill marks to go. Doesn't matter too much. On it goes. And we're going to leave it on this side for about 2 minutes, and we're going to see the cooking start to happen along the bottom of the steak before we turn it over. And we'll be back when that's ready to happen. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes roughly. You can see here that the cook line is starting to crawl up the steak there a little bit. And I've kind of been doing this with my tongs every now and then, just kind of get it mashed down on the grill. And now I'm going to turn it over. And hopefully it's not going to stick. Yep, just kind of loose, make sure it's loose, and flip it over. Look at that, very nice grill marks on that side. Kind of give it a little pat down. All right, and now we're going to do another little secret tip here. I'm going to throw in about a half a tablespoon of butter on each side. Take the pan. Now you're going to start getting some smoke at this point. If you have a fan and want to turn it on, this would be the time to do it. I'm not going to because of the video. So let's get that. And yeah, the handle of this pan does get a little warm. And I backed my heat back off to 3. This pan is super hot, and I don't want just this butter to start just making horrible amounts of smoke. And you see it's getting nice and cooked in there. And we're going to leave this about 2 minutes on this side as well. So now one thing you want to do is make sure you get the edges of your steak cooked. So the way I do that is I grab the steak, and you notice I've got a hot pad on my hand now because the handle of this Le Creuset pan gets pretty warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steak, tilt in the pan, put that over the side. That's going to kind of sear those edges up. That's one technique. You can also do this. Turn the steak up on its edge. sear the edge like that. And when you cook a steak, you're doing two things. You want to sear the outside and warm the inside. And the more done you like the steak, the more risk you are kind of burning the outside. So you just have to be careful for that. And you can turn it over more frequently. And that keeps the inside warming up without the outside just getting burnt. You can see we got a little work to do on this edge. So I'm going to put that down there. That's actually a little bit of fat and gristle on the edge of that steak. But we can kind of get it cooked this way. And I like the way these grill marks even do on the edge of the steak, so I'm going to do this other edge. Sear that up like that. Now the steak is well seared on all sides, and we can just think about how warm we want it in the middle. I'm cooking this for Cooper. He likes it about medium, so I don't want to get it too overcooked. And I'm going to get a little bit of a secret ingredient here. I don't know if this makes this different age content for this video, but this is my secret ingredient. It's good for a lot of things other than steak. Actually, this is an experiment. I've never done this before. So I'm just going to pour this right in here. That'll cook the alcohol off. This is a peach pecan whiskey, and it's going to give this steak a nice little glaze. And we're just going to kind of work that back and forth on the steak. I wish you could smell this. It smells really good. And probably what I'll do after I take this steak out, I might pour the sauce over it, or cook mushrooms in it. I've got some mushrooms I can just cook in this sauce. It'd be good too. Look at that. That's going to be nice. Now this has gone about 8 minutes altogether so far. So it's probably getting pretty close to medium in the middle. Again, we like getting the edges cooked, so move your pan around. That's pretty good. It is a bit of a guessing game sometimes with steak of whether you've cooked it enough in the middle. You hate to cut into it to check it because then you don't want to really cook it more afterwards. But usually this steak's not quite an inch thick. 8 minutes should be good and medium in there. So I'm going to find a plate for it. Pour a little of that sauce on there. That's ready to eat. That's going to be delicious, I think. Maybe should we cut into it? See what it looks like? Should really let it rest a little bit. That's a little rare in there yet. So we might go back on the stove with it for a little bit. That's pretty much rare in the middle. But pretty good steak. We'll put it on a little bit and be back. All right, so after I took Cooper's steak out of the grill pan, I cooked it a little more, and it's resting now, and we'll check it again for doneness. But I had some sliced up baby Bella mushrooms. I just threw a little more butter in the pan, and then I'm kind of wiping the pan down with these mushrooms. And they're going to be nice and yummy as well to go along with the steak. or with the salmon that that and I are going to have for dinner. And just let them saute up a little bit. Alright, so it's pretty hard to mess up mushrooms if you're sauteing them in a pan. I turn the heat back down to about 2.5 or 3. Put some butter in there, and I've just kind of been stirring them around. Now I'm going to take a few of these, put them on the plate with the steak. I've also got a new character in the video, some roasted green beans. These are a little, that's some garlic clove in there. You probably don't want the whole thing. And we can check this steak one more time. Like I said, I cooked it a little more. And it's been resting now, so hopefully it's a little more like medium. Look at that. That's beautiful. Nice and pink throughout, not bloody. Very nice medium steak with some glaze, some mushrooms, roasted green beans. Delicious. Talk to you next time.